Well, hey y'all, I am back. I know it's been a couple days. So, you're probably like, girl, you start a channel and then you vlog 4 days and you're washed up already. It's not exactly how it happened. So today you're going to get 3 days of content in one, and I'll try to keep it under 20 minutes. Step update. I got my steps Saturday. No, I got my steps Friday. I missed my steps by like a little under 1,500 Saturday, and I got my steps yesterday. So got over 10,000 Friday and Sunday. Didn't make it Saturday. Was stupid busy. When I got into bed at 1:30 Saturday morning, I was like, there's no way I am editing a vlog. Even as crappy as my videos are, it does take time to edit those. So now you get the content now. Thank you for coming around. Hopefully it helps or motivates you to motivates you to reach your goals, not do. All right, here we go. Well, y'all, here's my breakfast. I got pulled in by a very seasoned bag of Max pork rind, and I was so proud of myself. I only ate 1 ounce, so 1 carb, and the Recon energy drink was 0 carbs. What you see here is a nutrition tea. They're generally under 24 calories, and I did not add hydration, so it's usually a max of 2 carbs for the liftoff that is in it, and I believe this was a half, but we're gonna just count it as 2 instead of 1 carbs. I traded this for a donut run for a friend, and yes, I did go into a donut shop. No, I did not get any donuts, but I am curious if you could gain weight just by smelling them. 0 carb meal. It's boneless, skinless chicken breast. Today it's got Hellmann's mayo. I've considered making my own mayo or doing avocado to get away from the seed oils, but today it's Hellmann's, which is 0 carbs. The chicken's 0 carbs. And then the Parmesan cheese is 0 carbs, and it's just great value. The only thing that has carbs in it today is the Great Value Italian seasoning, and I have seasoned it with many, many other seasonings, and this one is the best. So there's 6 half split chicken breast, and so that makes it like 1.5 carb a piece. So I try to pretty evenly distribute the Italian seasoning, and like I said, Great Value is the best one. I tried others, it's not as good. Bon appetit. My 14-year-old was like, yes, you made Parmesan chicken, so it's a household favorite. Well, Saturday's breakfast here, y'all. It was an egg and 2 pieces, no, maybe it was 3 pieces of Hempler's center cut bacon. Was great. On the side I had a peach ghost, 2 carbs for that meal. Was tasty. Fixing to put on the grill pork steaks. That's the seasoning. Ribeyes, got red mint salt on them. Hot dogs for the kiddos. And my famous beef burger. This by far was my favorite meal of the whole week. What you see is a 10-ounce ribeye, and it had a tablespoon of Herrigold butter and some red mint salt on it, followed by the cauliflower salad. I know the measurements for the whole recipe, and that's how I figured out my carbs. The whole recipe is a 10-ounce bag of romaine hearts market side lettuce mix, and a 12-ounce bag of cauliflower florets, if that's what you call cauliflower, and 15 tablespoons of Hellmann's, and 2.5 pounds of right bacon. Mixed up, I had 1.5 cups of this, which figured up to 5 whole carbs. This meal was absolutely great. I was up exceptionally late and found myself in Sunday morning, early hours. And so I had this from the gas station. I believe it was 1 or 2 carbs. And I also had a 10-ounce pork steak from the grilled food you seen earlier. So not featured is a very sad Red Bull, 0 sugar, white peach drink. 3 carbs was wasted on this drink, but it was the only caffeine I brought for my Sunday morning, and so I would not recommend. But I wanted to try it because I like peach, obviously. So good luck. Plus, I'd say it's my breakfast, but I guess I had my breakfast at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Alrighty, that's what I had to pipe in here to say. Sunday's lunch looked a lot like this 10-ounce pork steak and a cup of the cauliflower salad. 0 carbs for the pork steak, and may I say that my husband did a phenomenal job on grilling these as well. And then I had a cup of the salad. I'm going to call it 3 to 5 carbs. I'm not 100% sure. I made the measurements the day before for a cup and a half, and I knew that was 5 carbs, so somewhere between 3 and 5 carbs for that salad. Sundays are busy days. I think I stated that like day 4, that Sunday would probably not be a day that I vlog. But since I'm doing this makeup day, I would figure I might as well count Sunday. So I'm piping in here one more time because I did not take pictures, but I had for a late dinner, snack, whatever you want to call it, I had 2 of the Great Value burger patties with 2 slices of Colby Jack cheese, so that was 0 carbs, and I had a Ghost peach drink, so 2 carbs. So I ended the day roughly at 10 carbs, and that's whole carbs, not net carbs. And since I've started paying attention to the net carbs, I have noticed, or whole carbs instead of net carbs, I think that's where I was making my mistakes before. Is like, yeah, I was only having 10 net carbs, but like those wraps and stuff, those are 11 carbs a piece. And so I feel like I'm responding a little better to this. So I think for a while I'm going to stick to just doing the 10 whole carbs instead of counting net carbs. It seems to be working for me so far, and when real life comes up, and we'll just adjust on those days. But the majority of the time that's not the case. I make most of my food at home, so I can make better decisions. This completes week 1. I did have a few negative things. So on Wednesday I started having like the cramps and Charlie horses in my legs. I upped my electrolytes. Like I said earlier in the week, I was adding Keto Chow electrolyte supplement that I bought off Amazon. Anyway, I put that in been adding that to my drinks. And then Saturday I started having diarrhea, so I guess I threw myself out just enough of ketosis to have to suffer some beginning days of being low carb and keto or whatever you want to call it. So fun, not my favorite. And then I can't hold water, so I guess I had a lot of water weight on me. I mean, I guess that's good. But that wraps up week 1 and vlogs day 5, 6, and 7. See you on day 8.